Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to TSO Crypto, your home for crypto today. I am your host Martin, and today we're gonna be looking at Bitcoin all-time highs. How's it going, guys? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a while. Good to see faces coming back in. Bring facts. What's up, my friends? Scrog, Soka, Carthago. Thank you very much, guys, for being all here and part of this awesome stream as we come back into crypto. It's been quite a while. May of last year was when I last streamed. A lot of stuff has happened. We'll catch up. There'll be plenty of time to catch up, but let's get going to what really matters right now, and it's what the hell is going on with crypto, right? Can you guys hear me, by the way? I hope you can hear me. I didn't do any mic checks or anything like that before the stream, so I'm just hoping everything's peachy. Man, where is the market cap at? You know what the wildest thing is when I'm looking back at these charts is that I don't even know where we left off, to be honest. It's been a while since I looked at these charts that we were messing around with last time. Like, nothing's been touched since, you know, back here, I guess. May 2023. So, can I get a mic check, though? Can you guys hear me? Alrighty. Thanks for the mic check there, Facts. Appreciate it, my friend. Alright, so the craziest thing I'm noticing right now is that we're not even at the targets we were at. We were at like a 2.9 trillion, right? All the way up here, 3 trillion. That's how high this spike got over here on market cap, right? That's for all cryptos. And that was way back here on November 2021. Right around here, it spiked. Guess what? We're not even there yet. We're close. We certainly are hitting some resistance here on market cap, right? That we just happen to close right at that point where we haven't touched these lines in forever. Like, I literally have not come back. And the craziest thing is that all of the supports and resistances are still freaking working. Look, resistance, got over it, move on to the next range, resist it, got over it, back to the next range, resist it, and now we're going to try to get over that. Seamus is in the His Hills. What is up, Seamus? He's coming around to do his little leprechaun thing. By the way, it is St. Patty's Day, so it's going to be nice to see Seamus coming in around and hanging out. No camera, though. The setup that I have right now is not allowing for a camera to be placed. I still need to figure out how to bring in a camera into my current setup. I end up moving, so I'm not in the same place that he was before. Hi, BL. Thank you very much for being here. All right, so what do we have, guys? What do we have? Do we have divergences? We have stuff that gets us, like, scary, and are we going to go down and crash? Let's see. 28.93, 36. We're going higher on the MACD. We're also higher on the RSI. So really, from the previous island, or from within the same island, because we haven't quite broken it, but from this island to the next, there's no divergence. Previous island's down here. It's a small break, but it's there. And then the previous one's back here. So, you know, we are quite above. So we don't have anything that is bearish right now when we go from one island to the next. There is some small bearishness developing here, right? That just doesn't mean that we don't have bearishness. It's just slightly less bearish. All right, so let's go here. Look. All right, so that line right from here to here correlates. All right, just gonna correlate with the line that just goes from here to here. All right. So that is just having us create that bearish divergence. We should put in a positive, and that's going to get a little bit, like, pop up a little bit more, right? So we have that bearish divergence in the MACD and the RSI. So we are expecting it at a resistance level on market cap, right? So it could be that we drop a little bit, but not too far. Maybe we do come here to the 2.49 right before we try to move back up again, right? But that is that right now. This is a target to break 2.65. That is our trillion mark to break. Right after we get that, it's going to be smooth sailing, or it should be smooth sailing all the way to the 2.91, 2.93 area, and then the 3. If we break that, I think we're going to be in for like some nice, crazy pumps. We're probably not going to see those nice, crazy pumps until we break that zone, okay? I'm not going to do any retracements on the way down because I don't think we're going to be retracing yet. The market conditions are bullish overall, which is good, and you want to trade with the trend, okay? So when we were looking at this last time, we were looking for some bullishness back here. We did end up getting it to the next island, which is over here, right in this movement, right from the low to the low. And then we started to move back up again. But we did, like, just basically move sideways for quite a bit. And, you know, you can see how all these areas get respected. So, again, we rejected quite a few times here at 1.19. Broke down below it. Rejected a couple of times. So we finally broke back above it. But once we got above that 1.19, man, it was just like a quick bump. Try to fight with this area here at 1.57. And then quick bump again, you know. And then we just kept on moving. So it's not really, really bad the way crypto's moving right now. Again, I'm not going to be throwing fibs for this. I don't think we're going to be looking for movements down. What we could have measured at any given time from fibs would have been from this small move. And I think anything that we do there is going to be... I'm just going to use the wicks for this one. I want to consider that volatility and see where we're at. But see, we got above the 1.618. Then we got above the 2.618. Again, with a slight resistance there. And then we're about to hit that 3.618. But I do believe that if we shorten those and we remove the whatchamacallem here, the wicks, we're going to be looking at that hit right now, potentially, right, of that zone. And, yeah, we're above it. So, slightly above that 0.618. That's why I don't think fibs are going to do us any good for the short moves. And larger fibs, I also don't think they're going to be doing that good. Because the largest fib we could have thrown would be something like from this high to this low, and we're just basically going to recover to a previous 100%. And then we'll still be looking for a much, much higher move, right? 2.7 trillion is 0.886 Fibonacci levels. Gonna test that. Maybe get a pullback tomorrow if hot CPI data. Yeah, it's gonna depend, right? But it's not looking too bad. Now the total market cap for Bitcoin, for Bitcoin only, is 1.21 trillion. Other cryptos, I think I lost that one when I was shifting things around. So I don't have just the, sorry, this is including Bitcoin, sorry, by the way, 1.21 trillion. So I do have the Bitcoin around here. Or I should have the Bitcoin around here, market cap. Or I don't think I have it anymore. Yeah, I lost some of the stuff when I had, and I was trying to recover a lot of things. But yeah. Chris says, looks like Solana might rip up. It could be. Let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance at 53.71% dominance. Not bad. What are we at here, man? We're just fighting in the middle of nowhere. Right? Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. That's not really bad. Not really bad. Not where we were at with the previous all-time highs, right? 2021 back here. So we can still see some nice rallies coming on here, but I don't think Bitcoin dominance is playing a huge factor as it used to in the past. You know, there's so many cryptos out there. There's a lot more assets that have solidified for people to trade in. And I think that's just helping out a lot. So, yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Bitcoin to the dollar and see where we're at. Regards with our old chats, just what chat, we're going to get a lot of lines popping up here shortly. I haven't looked at this charts in like a while, man. Like, I really just put crypto in a box for a long time. Like, I used to just pop in and look at the price, but not the charts. So I have like no idea where we're going to be at with regards to the charts, or at least the main charts that we used to look at. And I don't think this is one we used to look at in the past. So was it this one? Maybe it's this one. If it has a lot of lines to the upside and we're hitting that all-time high, it's probably going to be this chart. I'm just waiting for it to load. Yeah. Still rocking the chainless gear? That's awesome, bro. Alright, so this is one of the crypto charts that we used to look at. You remember Elon's tweet, things dropping, but I'm not seeing any of those last calls we had. It was probably back here, May. Alright, so this could work for us. This is a chart that would work for us. So we're breaking that all-time high again. Right, and we did have our all-time high at 69. Right, 69,000. So not too bad here on the moves. And if we were to zoom in and see what was happening over the last couple of days, we're probably going to see a lot of these areas being respected, right? So we flagged quite a bit here around the zone, right? That 52,000 to 51,100 right, range until we popped. And finally, we got above this resistance here at 54,131. And then we just really took off from there. So again, a lot of stuff we were looking at way back, right? A lot of those areas are still being still being respected. Particularly when we get into the smaller timescales, I think we're going to see quite a few more things happening on those ranges. Here in the daily is not so evident, but in the smaller timescales, I think we're going to definitely see something happening. So 100 all-time high, we're just going to make a line here for it, right? It's going to be right around here. I just want it to be there. I'm just going to measure it real quick. It's around 73K, 72903. Yeah, somewhere around there. I just need to be close enough. I don't need to be exactly on, but just get an idea where it's at. All right, the last things we were looking for when we were looking at this charts way back then, right? It was some bullish divergence developing. We already knew we could be going in for a larger movement up based on stuff that we have on other charts. I'm going to bring them up in a second. But it's been a while, man, since I've been looking at these charts. And it's just fun to come back and look at and see how things have gone since we were last here. And again, here we can fib this one from this high here to the low here and see where we go, right? And again, we're heading, just like with market cap, to at 3618. But I don't think that fib is going to do us any good, all right? We need to look at something larger. So, larger fibs, man, right? We're going to be looking for a larger movement. On a movement down, we're going to get a pull down to where we can see what's happening. And a lot of the flags formation we're getting right now are short. So you can see this impulse up, that down sloping consolidation slightly, right? It's very small. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. Try to see if I can make it more visible. All right. So we have the impulse up and that's down sloping consolidation. And then we impulsed up again. And here we didn't get that down sloping consolidation. We're just getting up sloping consolidation. Okay, that's going to bring exhaustion. Right? And that's going to basically house potentially break down. Not seeing it right now, though. Again, nothing bearish on those larger moves, except on the closer moves here, right? On the spikes that just come from here to here and here to here now. That's where we're getting that divergence, and that's also just happening to be where we're currently hitting unexplored areas. So, of course, we're going to see a lot of resistance. These areas where Bitcoin hasn't gone in the past, right? So we have one here, and again, I just want to make this sure it's visible on the daily. I don't want it to go anywhere else. All right, and then we have this one here as well. And I also noticed that TradingView changed a lot of its things where they're located. And yeah, I just found that to be cool and weird at the same time. Took me a little bit of time to figure out where log scale went again. So we're looking at log scale right now. I'm going to get out of log scale. The reason I want to get a log scale is because this area they were looking at way back here, which wasn't down an upsloping channel from like a long time ago, it just became a slight resistance until we broke through it. And again, that just happens to be there. I just feel like clearing out one of these charts so we can have something clean to look at, and I will do that shortly. All right, I'm going to go to the 4 hour and see what we have there, man. It's just been a while. It's been a while since I've been doing this, so it's fun, though. All right, so we're just going to anchor this one here on the 4 and keep on drawing lines. We're going to be painting lines, pretty lines, right? So there was some bearishness here, and then we just kind of broke down on it, and that was like a couple days ago when I think I might have said something, or this was, yeah, a couple days ago, I think, when I posted something that Bitcoin was near all-time highs. And I think Carthago said something on the Discord that we were going to see a price moving down, and we did get that price moving down. Don't get me wrong, I told you guys the trend is your friend, and we're probably going to see that strong impulse up still play. We're still seeing some of that playing, right? But let's see what's going on here, man. We do have this larger move. We don't have it here because we do have this small break here on the MACD, right? If I make this larger, you can see that small break here. So I'm not too concerned with the divergence against the MACD. We're just going to have it against the RSI. And again, it's just going to put some of that pressure on the price of Bitcoin, right? Octavio, what's up, dude? Thank you very much for stopping by, my friend. And again, we're seeing some of this pressure build up. Right now, we're going to get a strong movement down. I'm not sure yet. I still think we might get a little bit more of this. I think we might move sideways a little bit. Maybe drop down to the all-time high, right? Back test it at 69,000 before we run again. Right, that's what I think we could go as far as Bitcoin. If it does move down, might be a good area to back test to confirm it as a support before we actually run up again. Don Juan, what's up, dude? And again, as I told you guys, right, a lot of these zones got nice respect. So bounce, 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 right? Then we just kind of like stayed here in this line for a bit, the 43K. Then quick bounce, right? Hit the zone here as a resistance. Then finally got above it and just kind of like stayed here in this area for turbulence for a bit. What are we looking at here? Like the 50 plus, I think. I think I just shifted a line by accident. Yeah, I did. So this line here, the 51 to the, 52K zone. We're just kind of like turbulence there for a little bit before we actually pop back up. And I think that's going to make more sense in the 1 hour. But, that's just some of the stuff I'm seeing right now. It's just like, where we're at, are these lines being respected? Do they make sense? Or like they're still valid? And they are. And then we just came up here and hit this resistance here at 63K. Then finally broke it and moved to that upper zone. So I'm not seeing a lot else happening here. Again, I'm going to get one of the charts. I'm going to clear off live. And then we're just going to go from there on that chart. And then on the 1 hour again. On the 1 hour, we're kind of a little bit clear for continuous movement, right? We're not seeing a lot of this divergence developing. So coming up higher, more positive momentum. We're not quite higher on the RSI. I'm just going to zoom it in to see and try to pinpoint it a little bit better. But you can tell, definitely here, it's lower than here. It's slightly higher. So on this smaller movement, we don't have bearish divergence, right? At least not from the previous zone. We do have some from way back here, right? We're going higher and we're building that divergence on this here zone. I'm gonna draw it, but I'm gonna remove it. I don't think this is gonna be putting a lot of pressure right now for the downwards motion, particularly if we consider that we're considering like a 14 period here and a 1226 for the MACD. So I just don't think it's gonna be as significant because it's much farther than those times, right? But we're still seeing that divergence starting to build. And that's something that could make sense in the 4 hour, right? But not in the 1 hour. The 1 hour is still good to go. And as far as movement, again, we're just kind of moving sideways here and spreading down a bit, right? So, not really seeing anything bullish or super bullish here as well. So nothing bullish and really nothing bearish happening on the 1 hour chart. And again, that's part of the reason that we could still get some slight continuation to the upside if we don't pay attention and we don't mind what's happening on those larger time scales, right? The 4 hour to daily. On the 1 hour, it's just kind of like whatever. But right now, the overall sentiment for Bitcoin is just bullish. That's where we're at. It's just bullish. And I think that's where the trend is taking us with that bullish movement. That's just what it's telling us that the market's going to go. We're not seeing any signs of stopping right now. I haven't been on Twitter. I have no clue if crypto Twitter is buzzing or if it's like dead or what's going on there. I haven't really been paying any attention to any media outlet for crypto or anything for the last like couple months. I just been letting it do its thing and just not trying to like detox for it from a long time. And now that I'm reaching back and I'm looking at this and I'm like trying to figure out where the markets are going to go. That's today when I'm sitting here doing this with you guys right now. Again, trend's your friend. We're in a bull run. We're breaking all-time highs. Don't think we have retail hype yet. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing that yet. I'm gonna find another chart, something that I can clear off completely. I know I have other stuff that I might be able to clear off. So I'm trying to look for one that's not going to have any important data or information. This is like an older chart. So we had that down sloping line. We had the sort of double bottom that we're making. We created some bullish divergence way back here, if you guys remember, before we started our movement up. So we knew we were setting up for this movement up. So I like this chart. I'm gonna clear this one. I don't think I have anything way back here. At least not on the daily. So it might be a good chart for me to like just clear off, and I'll do that. I'll just clear things thing by thing. I don't want to make a huge clearing mess for this one, so I'm just gonna get rid of these channels. I want a clean chart for this so we could see, where the markets could go. We had a double bottom here, getting rid of all this stuff live. Like these charts haven't been touched since we last were here, guys. So anything that was here, it's very likely still here. So. Everything we talked about, all those crazy late nights when we're looking at Bitcoin moving and things of that nature, they're all still here in the chart. It's nostalgic to look back at these charts. We know that the double bottom didn't come through though, right? Because we dropped lower. But we were looking at that possibility and playing around with that flag before we actually moved back up. So okay, I think I got most of the stuff clear. Some lines here. I really don't care for this ones. And that's just current price. All right, so let's start playing with stuff. Let's see what we can do, man. Let's see what we can work out here. The reason I said I don't want to go from high to low is because I was going to put that 1618 really way out of reach for us right now. The 1618 is going to be like a like $102 million. That is like where Bitcoin could potentially go if it just keeps on going on this bull run. Like $102,000. $102,000, man. That's a lot. Let's see what we did back here, which was the previous bull run that we had in 2017, right? That slightly larger one that we had from high to low. And I think we definitely hit that zone right on that 618. So we go all the way to the lowest point, which would be here. We did get to that 3618. I think every time we go higher, it's just harder for us to reach those levels. So, I mean, 1618 could be doable. 2618, a little bit iffier, right? I'm not sure if there's enough interest sparked on crypto right now for it to reach those levels. Right, I definitely could see it hitting 102. I mean, it's still gonna be a good fight up, but like 155,000, that's quite a bit. That's no chump change, right? So I don't think we're gonna see anything crazy happening. All right, that's where I think crypto is gonna be heading for right now. 1618. Once we get there, we're gonna assess the situation, see what we're doing, and see anything crazy that could happen there. Right, we could be going at that point in time for depending on what crypto does right now, right? But I wouldn't rule out crazy stuff happening like a cup and handle. So let's see if I can get the curve here, right? It's not there right now, but you know, there's nothing really preventing us from getting like a cup and handle of sorts, right? I think there's too many periods to consider. Right, but I could certainly see this developing as a cup and handle, particularly if we go on the weekly, where it could make a lot more sense for it to develop something of that nature. Right. So, as you can tell here again, it just makes a little bit more sense for that cup to be built, right? It's not as many periods. It looks a little bit better. And here's where we had our whole, like, divergence class. It's still there from the last time we did divergence. That's just insane. I'm going to leave that there just because it's fun. We were looking at this inverse head and shoulders that didn't break down. Kind of back tested and pushed back up. It was way back, man. 2021, yeah. Right now we're in this next move. Next phase of crypto, right? So I think we still flow to the upside. So yeah, I think that's where we're at for Bitcoin. All right, sentiment on Bitcoin again. It's just bullish. So I think we're definitely going to go bullish on Bitcoin still. All right, I'm going to just scroll down and jump onto Ethereum and see what's happening there. So what's going on with Ethereum, man? And again, I'm not going to go into too much in depth today because we're still going to be doing stuff tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You know, I'm going to be coming in more often, that's for sure. I just finished setting everything up here. So I got the laptop going on, like the screens, like the new setup. And it's quite different from where I was before. So it just took me a while to get everything in order for streaming. And yeah, but it's fun, man. The new graphics, new logo, right? At the bottom. Just glitching all over the place and trying to clean it up, trying to get something different going on from what we used to have. And yeah, just try to take everything as a new thing, right? So let's go check out Ethereum, man. On the daily, man, we have a lot of lines here. And Ethereum really has been performing extremely well as well. I'm not like super happy. It's not at all-time highs. Right, it's not at all-time highs. We had all-time highs for Ethereum, all the way up here, like around, 4,800s. So we're not at all-time highs. So Ethereum still has a lot of potential for catching up, right? It's still got room to grow. You know, Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs doesn't mean the other coins are not going to do it. They're just lagging. Whoever's not hitting all-time highs is a lagger, and laggers are going to catch up. So we're probably going to see Ethereum playing that catch-up game. Right, but if a lot of the focus on people go to Bitcoin, a lot of the money is just going to flow into Bitcoin. That's just going to make Bitcoin pump a lot more. It doesn't mean these coins are not going to pump. They're just going to pump a little bit slower until Bitcoin hiccups, and then, alts kick in and they start to ramp up again. That's usually how things go. But as far as Ethereum, there's really nothing bearish happening here in the short term, I think. I'm just going to zoom in here. And the larger move, let's see. No, we do have some bearishness. It's within the same island, not from the previous point, but within the same island, there's some bearishness developing. And we're going to see how this starts to play with the chart, right? So it'll be like from somewhere here to here or here, right? We draw it all the way there and then just have that go all the way there. But, it's the same thing. It's divergence. It's bearish. A potential for a movement down. We are overbought at 82 point, where are we at right now? 82.98. But we have been highly on that overbought scale, 85. So again, this definitely wants to tell us that the market's looking for some kind of correction, but we also know that overbought markets can't stay overbought for a very long time, and markets are irrational. So it just doesn't matter really what we think it's going to do just because we look at the RSI. But the market is in a bull run and a full-on bull trend. That RSI can stay overbought for a while. And I think we've seen RSI stay, on those areas for a while. I'm just thinking we have seen it stay in such a period like we're doing right now, right? Even if we go way back here, right? We have seen it stay on these zones for like an extended period of time where we're bought. So here from April 2017, it did come back in a little bit, but it stayed quiet on that zone for a bit until June. So it stayed quite a few months there on that overbought. And then way back here as well, it just stayed overbought quite a bit. I mean, it did dip a little bit and then kind of reset. But from here, it will be January all the way until like February. So it stayed for a month just overbought. And again, no reason why we can stay overbought, right? Again, markets can stay and can be irrational. Right now, we've been up here on the zone since February, and right now we're hitting like March. So March 11th, and we got into this zone around February 11th or so. So we've been up here for about a month. Again, no reason that we're just going to go back down because we're overbought right now. I'm looking more for divergences that might tell us that the trend is looking for a change. So bearish divergence, right? Strong bearish divergence that we have right now in the MACD, plus overbought on the RSI, could be a catalyst for a movement down. So that motion could be coming in where we could expect a downwards movement. Now, where could we go if we decide to move down from here? That's where a trusted fib scale comes in, and we're just anchoring from the low point here to the high point here. And I'm just going to use the bodies for now. And we're looking for a retrace to that 382 potentially, so that would bring it down to like the 3,355. It wouldn't be weird if we see that drop, particularly if Bitcoin tanks a bit, right? If we see Bitcoin correct, right, a little bit, we might see this also drop with it. So it wouldn't be weird if we were heading for that zone. Again, just leaving it there as a potential target, right? It just happens to be right here at the support almost. That would be 3,334, right, somewhere around here. So again, that's where I could potentially see Ethereum going. That is if Bitcoin stops climbing and it decides to go like a U-turn for a little bit to cool off, which again would not be weird considering how just the market has been going up. And right now, we're in price discovery mode. We're trying to figure out where we're going to go. What areas are going to be the new highs? How long are we going to stay here this time? A lot of hype's going to start coming into the market the more we push. And that's going to start bringing a lot more money in. And a lot of dumb money in as well. People are just going to try to get rich real fast, but are probably the ones that are going to get wrecked this run because they haven't been here long enough to experience this. So they're going to be getting in because their friend is telling them, and everyone is telling them to get in. All right? It's going to be one of those greater fool theories where everyone's trying to get in at the end because everyone's talking about it. So we still have that rush to get, I think, where everyone starts talking about Bitcoin again. It's all over the media. And, just everyone is going over it. So right now, Ethereum, again, on the daily, it just looks like it could move down. Right, new meme coins. All All right, 4-hour chart. I just want to look at the here and now what's going on. So the 4 hour, so today we had bearishness, right? Here, we're also hitting some bearishness. I mean, like I said, it doesn't look like we're out of the woods for Ethereum. And particularly if Bitcoin corrects, we might see this happening a little bit with a little bit more strength. But at least for now, we would have to go to the previous area, which would be here, for us to draw that spike here. But it would still be bearish, and it would not be necessarily bad if we go from here to here, considering that we also had some bearish divergence from here to here, right? So again, it just happens like bearish divergence strong, again, potential fraction to the downside. So Ethereum right now is just going on the bearishness. That's where Ethereum is at. It just looks as though it wants to drop. So we're going to be calling Ethereum bearish right now for the daily and the 4 hour. Still going to go on the 1 hour and see what we have going on there. But right now, it just looks like it's going to go there, man. That's it. Trying to bounce on the RSI, I guess. And do we have anything else going on here that's nuts? I don't think so. I think that's it, man. I mean, I'm just gonna go soft here on crypto right now. I'm gonna go super hard today. It's a coming back stream. We're gonna go chill. So we're going coming up higher, more positive momentum, higher on the RSI. Really nothing that is super crazy here. Previous move, low to a lower low, negative momentum. Or negative momentum, lower on the RSI. Really nothing here that is bullish. So we don't have anything that's going to impulse us to the upside. And anything that is happening here on Ethereum, particularly in this smaller portion time frame, is just going to be bearish. And it's just going to be the move from here right to here. That's it. It's just potential for a moving down. So we're also going to have bearishness in the 1 hour. That's a move from here to here, right? And that's also going to be the same move on here to here, right? Again, nothing bearish yet. As soon as we start dropping a little bit, depending on how we drop, we could start to create a little bit more of that negative momentum. And if we do, let's say we do drop somewhere maybe like around here, this line support at 3,800. We could be in a spot where we are dropping more in that negative momentum, and that's going to be creating some of this some bullish divergence, right? It's going to have hidden bullish, and that would tell us that we're looking for continuation, and that continuation would in fact mean that we're looking for the trend to continue going, at least for the short term. So it'd be nice to get this bullishness, but for now, for that thing to happen, we need to get a price drop. So right now, we're looking for bearishness, right? Bearishness in the daily, bearishness in the 4 hour. And bearishness in the 1 hour. So Ethereum, just looking bearish. Really, there's really nothing else going on there. Just bearish. All right, now we're gonna go look at something else. I'm not sure. Have coins been mentioned? I know there's a lot of people that like ADA. We might look at ADA and see what happens there. XRP and Litecoin, I think were mentioned. So we're gonna look at those and see where those are at before we jump onto ADA. So I'm just going to try to find here where I had my XRP charts. I have no clue, man. Everything became a mess. I can't remember where anything was before I started streaming today. I got to go look at everything, man, and try to figure out where things are. So I found XRP. I think this is the one we're looking at. Well, that's a nice flag on XRP. I like that. That's some good consolidation on the 1 hour, by the way. I'm going to talk about that in a second when we come back to it. It looks good. And it's coming in with today's dip that we're getting. Again, XRP, the forgotten child of I don't know who. A lot of people like it. A lot of people hate it. I'm not sure why. It's such a divided coin where people think that if you're into XRP, you hate every other crypto out there. You know, it's weird how tribalism works in crypto. But hey, man, it's there, you know. To each their own. All right, so we have this, and we're just going to have this motion as well here. And we're also going to have this motion here. So we have some strong bearish divergence developing. We're getting the movement down. Yep, we are at a resistance. Wide resistance up here, 72.57. That's where we're at, right? And again, we drew this a long time ago, and they're still here, and they're still working, and they're still being nice areas. Look, support, resistance, support, right? Then we kind of like we're here in the middle of nowhere. We didn't quite touch the support. Once we get above this zone, again, flirted with it a little bit, right? Resistance, got over it. Resistance, support, broke it, resistance. Again, we might come down here for support. 65.72 cents, right? It's not going to be it's not going to be a weird move if we get it. But right now we just have this bearishness. Really, besides the bullishness that we had back here, we don't have anything bullish to go on right now for XRP on the daily, right? The movement is this one. That's it. From one on to the next. And it just goes from here to here. Bullish divergence strong. We have it against the MACD, not against the RSI. And we just got our nice move up. But again, everyone in crypto is going up, so it was bound to happen. You know, it's not like it's like an outlier, like XRP is doing its own thing. It's just doing what it was expected to do because the whole crypto market's going up. So yeah, it's just trailing along. It's not looking bad. XRP right now is bearish on the daily, right? But I think the 1 hour is going to show something bullish. So we're just going to call it bearish right now for the daily. The 4 hour and the 1 hour might undo that bearishness, right, on the smaller timescales. But ultimately, larger timescales tend to weigh a lot more, okay, towards the real outcome of what's going to happen. This shorter accumulations or shorter timescales could give us a hint that whether or not this could happen with such a strength. XRP is a blue pill. Bitcoin is the orange and red. Yeah. Right, so we're getting that moving up. More positive momentum, higher on that RSI. Really nothing there. Low, higher low. Negative momentum, less negative momentum. Again, not really seeing anything here that is crazy as far as bullishness or bearishness for Ethereum. We could check some fibs out, and I think we're going to be hitting almost spot-on locations as well for fibs, particularly if we bring them here. You know, high to low, hitting that 1618, getting some resistance there as expected, as it would be. If we do manage to get above it, we'll be looking for that 618, that 2618, and that would be at 82 cents. And again, nothing wrong with XRP. It could go there. It just needs to get above the current resistance at 72.57 before it keeps on climbing, right? But it doesn't have anything here. So here we're just going to go neutral, right? We're just going to say it's neutral on the 4 hour. 4 hour could go either way, and it wouldn't really matter a lot because the 4 hour is not giving any value as far as like what could happen. So let's go to the 1 hour. All right, 1 hour chart. Let's see what's going on here. Alrighty, so we are, let's see, we are going up higher with a lot more positive momentum and higher on the RSI. So there's really nothing bearish. We have some hidden bullish, and that could give us a potential for that continuation to the upside, along with the fact that we are flagging. That's it. I mean, what else do you want? That's a good bullish sign, right? Look, hidden bullish. That will tell us continuation, price potential for price action to go to the upside. And we are flagging to some extent. I'm not sure if I can draw the prettiest channel here. It's not looking like the best place to draw a channel in. And I'm actually even going to have to use the upper portions here to draw the channel. It's not looking like the best channel, but that's where we're kind of getting a good bounce. I really wish we could get better fit points for this. You know, like maybe get more touch points here. And it will look a lot better. But if we start looking like a downsloping channel in a flag formation of some sort, is what we could potentially be looking for, right? We just need to see whether or not that midline gets respected. And here it would seem that it gets respected, right? Well, we try to hold that midline, then we finally break it, then we rejected it. Now we're to that bottom portion of the midline. Right, we get above that midline, go up here, that upper portion, it confirms the channel. Break up of that channel, we're looking for a potential measure move to the upside. One measure move we're looking for would be the channel's height. The other one would just be the flagpole height, right? So first one, if it breaks to the upside, again, depending on where it breaks, it could be leading us to the next resistance, which would make sense. And that would be up here at 76.33 cents, right? If we do get that pull, right, and we go with a pull motion up here, and go to that wick, that would bring us very close to that, potentially, where we had that fib happening, right, on the 4 hour. So I'm just going to go back to the 4 hour. I just want to see where we had that fib go to. I think it was somewhere around the 80+ cent mark, so potentially even 83 cents. So I'm just going to go from here to here and tag it to there. Yeah, the 81.81. So somewhere around there. That's the area we're looking for, correct? I think that's where we more or less called it at. If we go with the wicks, it's going to move higher. So I'm going to go with the bottom of that wick and the top of the wick here of the upper portion. And that will bring it to the 88-cent mark. Now, I think that's just going to put it out of reach for us, right? It's not going to be where we could hit it with our movements that we were charting here on the 1 hour. And again, we're looking for like 84. Somewhere in between there, right? That is a potential target for XRP to go, depending on when we break, if we break to the upside, right? And again, it would look as though we're going to move to the upside, but again, Bitcoin tanking for any kind of reason, being on price, discovery zones, it would certainly make XRP move down. So it wouldn't do anything that it has. That's why we look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin still has weight on the market, although dominance is not playing a big factor as it did in the past. Bitcoin movements still play a big factor on the price action of the market. It's the biggest determinant for crypto market price. So yeah, again, not bad here in XRP. Not looking too bad for a potential flag formation. And what was the other request that we got? Litecoin was the other one. So let's look at Litecoin, man. I haven't looked at Litecoin in the longest time. I'm like, do we even have Litecoin up here on the charts? I know we do. I just know where it went. Litecoin. Oh man, it's been a while since we looked at Litecoin. Here we go. Yeah, just here, the flag don't look as pretty. It looks as though we're doing a U-turn on the 1 hour. All right. So daily, yes, we had a nice breakout. Not complaining about that at all, right? It was a nice movement up, 18%. Yeah, I'll take that any day. That's a nice pump for Litecoin. Some bearishness developing right now. Within the same island, nothing from the previous one, right? Nothing from back here, just like on the short move here. And this is going to be something that we're seeing across the crypto market. Ethereum was bearish on the daily. Bitcoin was bearish on the daily. XRP was bearish on the daily, I think. Or no, did we? I think we had it to the previous one. That's what we're flagging down. But we're having this, right? Again, bearish divergence, potential fraction to the upside. We might be looking for that nice movement up to come in and try to save us from, But right now it's just moving down. That's it. I mean, really not a lot else going on here. That's just about it. So I'm going to jump into something smaller now, like the 4 hour time scale. So on the daily, we're going to call it bearish for this, right? It's just bearish. That's it. Let's go into the 4 hour. Again, high to low, positive, less positive, high to low, low to high, more positive and higher. Really nothing else. It's like the 4 hours is just like as blank as it was with XRP. It's really not telling us anything as far as where the market's going to go. It's just like there. Look, low, higher low, negative momentum, less negative momentum, higher on the RSI. Not a lot. Let's go to the 1 hour. Here, and here. Again, nothing bearish here. Bullish? Yeah, hidden bullish. Let's see. Oh, man. There we go. That's it. Hidden bullish. Potential function to the upside. Continuation. I just said, this doesn't look too good. At least the way it was popping up when I first opened it, it wasn't looking too hot for a flag. So it was looking like this. It looked more like a U-turn. But again, if you just tweak the chart, it still looks like a U-turn. If you tweak the chart, it still looks like a U-turn. I don't like this as far as downsloping consolidation. Mainly because the impulse was here. And then we kind of upsloped consolidated for a bit before it actually tanked. So it could just be an exhaustion coming in and moving it down. First, a short-term move. Again, we're eating more than what is this like from high to low? I'm just going to take a quick measurement here. I just want to see how much we're retracing. It's about the 382. Yeah, it's not too bad if we're retracing there. I just don't think this is a move, man. Looks like we're trying to get that bounce coming in from that divergence hidden. All right. So, are we going to break this as a flag formation? Let's see. Parallel channels. Yeah, it's gonna be tight because it's just a quick down-sloping channel. So it's gonna look good if I just put it there. But again, I would need to take into consideration something back here, at least for that bottom portion, and then up here for that upper portion, and it would still not look the best as far as a channel, right? So it's not looking too hot. That's a down-sloping channel. Anything that is down-sloping consolidation breaks to the upside, but this just looks like a U-turn, and now it's bouncing because of the hidden divergence. I don't think the channel or anything else is gonna do anything for this. You know, as far as like a flagging or anything like that, a lot of like draw the other flags like the, oh look, it's flagging. Yay. Guess what? Yeah, I don't like that flag either, man. It is a down sloping consolidation if you look at it like that, and it should break to the upside, but not really into that one, man. Don't look right for some reason when you try to flag it like that. All right, I'm gonna go look ADA. Gonna do ADA because there were a lot of ADA people back here back in the day. So that's ADA to Bitcoin though. Where's ADA to the dollar? Here we go. Trying to figure out which chart we looked at. I think it might have been this one. I gotta go on the daily to figure out like where the lines are for ADA. ADA, let's see. Yeah, that one hit. This one has nothing there. Yeah, a lot of these charts also disappeared. Like when I came back and I opened my like trading view, you know how you have your watch list off the side? A lot of those coins were just like X's in red. They like didn't exist. It's just like the weirdest thing ever. All right, so ADA. Man, we stayed on this down place for like a long time. That's just insane. But I also don't think this is the one we looked at because we don't have a lot of lines here for March, and I know we looked at this here in March, last time we were here. So was it this one? Or maybe that's one of the charts that stopped trading, and I just had to delete it. I'm not sure. So when I was going through these things today, just to make sure, like, you know, what chart, like cleaning up the trash from the charts, it was just like, oh, well, that chart's no longer there. That chart's no longer there. And that's when, like, I noticed that my watch list was all screwed and all jacked up, so I can like really make heads and tails from it. All right, here we go. This is one we were looking at last. All right, so here we go. This is a good ADA chart. It was just loading. All right, last time we were here, way back here, May, we're looking for something bullish. It did drop. It did drop significantly, 22 cents. Oh my god. I wonder if Andrew was doing good. I know Andrew was big in ADA. Again, back testing that zone. Just stay there for a while. Now bouncing. It's not looking bad there. It's not looking bad as a move. Hitting resistance. Okay, that's good. At 78 cents, which is our target. Go figure, right? Don't you love it when our resistances just work? Here we had resistance as well. All right, then we stayed on this channel, the 42, 70 plus cent dreaded channel, and that's where we're hitting right now. That's where we're trying to get above. There's a slight bearishness happening here. You know, this move, it's tiny, but it is coming up higher, and we're dropping in lower. So that's just generating some bearish divergence within the same island. From the previous island, we don't have anything, so if we go from like back here, it would be good. It's just that it might try to turn slightly bearish, again, particularly given if Bitcoin moves down a little bit from where it's at. It's definitely going to try to drag ADA down with it. Okay. So that could be something that happens here, something that we must watch out for. Alrighty, and as far as bullishness, again, low, higher, low, less negative momentum, higher on our side. Really not seeing anything here as far as bullishness. If we do move down, again, we'll be targeting down here, the 62, 64 cent mark. That would be a nice support for us to back test. After we got above it, we only kind of broke below it once, and that's when Bitcoin kind of like did its weird crashy thing before it bounced back up. So that would be a potential target on a movement down. Right? That's an area that I could definitely see ADA hitting. Let's see what we have here on the 4 hour for ADA. By the way, ADA on the daily, we're looking at the bearishness, right? So let's just keep that bearishness there. I don't think the market's gonna turn bearish like long term. It's just gonna be a short movement down before we continue to the upside. Again, we know every rally has to have movements down, has to have corrections, right? So we gotta look for those. Again, look, high, slightly lower, less positive. Lower on our side, really nothing there that is bearish. The movement here is also good. Like the 4 hour just happens to be neutral. It's like not doing anything. It's just like bland, like everything else we've seen for the 4 hour. All right, so let's go to the 1 hour and see what's going on there. And again, I'm just figuring out things that I have to tweak still with the stream while we're talking here. And it's just been a while since I've been doing this, but I enjoy it and I like it. And we'll discuss what happened after like a couple streams. So let's see this, man. Let's see this. What's going on here? All right, going up higher, more positive and higher. Like nothing bearish. Okay, that's good. It just happens to be consistent with what we're seeing across the market. All right, let's see this move here. So, is it gonna do us any good? That's a question. It could be. It could be. I'm just gonna draw this. I don't think we're gonna have it, but I just want to confirm because we're coming in. And we're also yeah, we don't have that divergence. All right, I'm gonna jump onto a smaller time scale here just because I want to see how this flag is forming. We did have a small impulse up, some downslope consolidation before we'll push back up again. But I wouldn't like to see this as a consolidation here because we're eating basically everything that we just upslope consolidated on the flag, on that impulse up. So I want to jump into the half hour and see how that is looking and see if it's anything that, you know, could do us any good. So if we look at this as an upslope consolidation flag, upslope consolidation, it just looks weird, doesn't look the best. Let's see. This one I kind of like for like a downsloping channel on the shorter scale, to be fair. That could lead to a potential break to the upside. You guys know I don't like coming into this time scale likely, particularly if I'm not day trading, and I have been day trading for a while, so. Yeah, but there we go. It just kind of like fits as a channel. It is downsloping, you know, more of a falling wedge than a channel, but it also fits the channel, it's just slightly off. That would still mean that it's going to break to the upside very likely. And that's what we're looking for on the half hour for this movement. And that will kind of match with what we're seeing with our cryptos on the 1 hour, that we're having that hidden bullish. We don't have it here. That will just tell us continuation on the movement. That would likely mean that price is to the upside. But for now, it's looking okay. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, man. Alrighty, man. How long has the stream been going on? Almost 1 hour. We're almost at an hour in, guys. Again, I'm not timing the streams. I'm not trying to do anything with the streams. I'm just looking at the time right now. Let's see what time it was. Yeah, we're probably going to be calling it a stream for tonight. I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'll try to join in tomorrow, jump in tomorrow. I want to try to do this more often. Now that I have everything set up and I got new logos and new things going on, just try to tweak the stream again to make it look really, really nice for you guys as well. And then keep coming in here and get everything set up and situated. Took me a while. I couldn't figure out the music volume, which it's for some reason it's playing out of the desktop. It shouldn't come out of there. It should be coming out somewhere else. So I'm still trying to remap everything because I didn't have it mapped on the laptop. I had it mapped on the desktop, which I'm no longer using. I'm just spot on the laptop, man. The laptop that we got for the stream is finally being used for the stream fully and 100%. So that was the goal of the laptop, and giving me mobility whenever I travel. So that's why I just decided to, now that I got this set up and I had to move, and it just didn't feel like a drag that I had to sit there and do everything on the laptop. I just like, we're going to start fresh, so we're going to do everything again. So I'm just mapping everything, getting everything to go where it's supposed to. I was trying to come live last weekend, or last week out also. It just, I wasn't getting the things on time, the graphics and, you know, everything that I wanted to have as far as setup. But now we're back, and now that this stream has gone on the right way, probably gonna be coming in more often, or trying to be jumping in more often. So look for a stream tomorrow. I'll be here. Wednesday, I'm probably not gonna be here because my wife's taking some classes, and that just is gonna make it to where I'm not able to come to the streams on Wednesday. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure out the dates. Not gonna be committing to like a full week, for full 7 days like we're doing in the past. Mainly because where I'm living at right now is like Pacific time, or it's like, yeah, I'm in the Pacific time now, so I'm no longer in Central time. So if I had to come in at the time we were doing the stream Central, I'll just be coming in like super early, and that's when like my kids are still up and running, and a lot of things are happening in the house. So streams are probably gonna be a little bit later than they used to, but I also want to make sure that it's a good time for like the old crowd to come in and hang out, which is what what we had. Nice community of like-minded individuals that we all just sat here and hang out and talk crypto and just look at the streams and look at the charts and had a good time. And that's what I kind of want to get back to. So definitely gonna try to see what time I can accommodate best, but I know it's not gonna be the time that we used to have, right? Mainly because I'm in the Pacific and it just makes it really hard for me to be here in the afternoon. So it's gonna be around this time probably, maybe an hour earlier. I'm still gonna try to see if I can make it an hour earlier than when we started today, or at least half an hour earlier. But we'll see that. Michael J says, "What happened with DVT? What happened with DVT is a good question. DVT went on a hiatus of sorts. I wish Jake was here to better explain." So, something's happened on DVT. One of the things that happened is one of the main devs that was in DVT passed away. His name was Spock, and he was one of the guys that was doing a lot of the code for DVT. Yeah, it didn't get listed on South Exchange, just South Exchange stopped trading. It's listed on a new exchange. I don't think I remember the name off the top of my head. I got to look it up for you guys. But it's trading on a new exchange, so if you got, your things off South closed completely. And everything just shifted to a new exchange. So I think it was like XEGG or something like that. I can't remember the name of this new of the new trading place that has it. Like the new, yeah. It's just weird. Like the new exchange. I can't remember the name at all. So let's see. XEGG or whatever. So yeah, that's like, let me see if I can open this. So it should be this exchange, XE. I don't think you can see the name. Is this exchange XEGGEX? That's where it's trading at right now, and it has some okay volume. It's not the best. It spiked, went back down, and it's just been like kind of like running on a nice zone. A little bit more movement that we had back on DBT when it was on South Exchange. But yeah, Spock, one of the main devs, passed, and that's part of the reason that I kind of like went on hiatus. But this last month, a lot of talk has been happening along the DAOs, the DAOs, and we're all just basically trying to figure out what's the next step is going to be to reactivate this. So it's gonna come back. It's just some things are still being sorted out. That's how we knew it was going to get delisted in South. That's why it got listed extremely fast on this new exchange as well. And it's just trying to figure out, what's going to happen with the project, what road we're going to go down. Because there's still a lot of people who have invested interest on that project. Like, I still hold a lot of my DVT. It's just still on the wallet. And whatever I had in South, I shifted to this new exchange. I just don't go there and trade with it yet. So I'm still trying to figure out what's going to happen with that. But it did take a nice spike a couple days ago. Now it's going back down a little bit. It's just been a little bit all over the place. A lot of the hype is as to what's going to happen with the project and what route they're going to go. They were talking about ordinals going down on the project, or if we're going to do ordinals on DVT. I think it's just going to be a couple more meetings until we have a clearer picture as to what's going to happen with that asset, right? Other than that, it's all good. Right now, streams are just going to be on, YouTube for the time being. We're not going to be going on the Purple platform yet, mainly because I haven't set up the restream, and secondly, I just want to see how things work now on here without having to worry about trying to grow two audiences, which I think was what was causing some division, because some people would just jump there, some people would jump here, but since I'm no longer showing the chat on the stream, like people had no idea when I was replying to people on the other platform, and then when I was replying here, people on the other platform didn't know. So I just think right now I'm just going to focus on YouTube. And it's part of the stuff that I was doing during this last year when I was just not streaming. It's like, first of all, get a detox. It's just like 3 years, a little bit over 3 years of just streaming every day. Like taking very little breaks. and just streaming and streaming and streaming every day. And I just kind of got burned out a little bit, and I tried to pace out to where it was like a once a week thing. And then I had to move, and then when I moved, I just didn't set it up, and I was just like putting it off until I finally got the stream set up ready. And yeah, it's just been it's been at my head like for the last couple months, or like at least since New Year. It's just like, man, I really wish I could be streaming again. And here we are, 2 months after that, starting the stream. So almost 2 months and 10 days after Christmas, starting the stream. But during that time, I detoxed. I was like, off streaming. I didn't want to look at crypto. I didn't want to look at, anything to do with streaming on YouTube. I didn't even do anything for the channel. Like, if you saw my interactions in Discord, they were minor. And part of the reason is, like, I didn't want to, like, be looking at crypto because I just wanted to get, like, a fresh start again whenever I was going to start this. And that's what I'm going for right now, that new fresh start, okay? But that's what we're going to be going on right now. And again, we do have a couple screens. I'm going to show you the Be Right Back screen. So we got a couple of new screens coming out, new like quick, quirky, fun ways to change, the fire burning through, revealing the other screen. Yeah, we're like trying to keep it like fun. Yeah. You have fun memories of TSO Crypto from 2021. This channel started in a bear market. Started in 2019, before we started to get the ramp up until 2021, and then it didn't end. It was just kind of like stopped when we were coming out of a bear market on 2022. So we didn't end on a bear market, or I didn't stop in a bear market. It was just starting to become like, I don't know. It was not becoming fun. I was just worrying about things that I shouldn't be worrying about. I was, trying to make it something else that it shouldn't be, and I just need to get a fresh start on it, and basically letting it go for a while and coming back with like a new plan, a new game plan as to what the channel is going to be doing. It's certainly going to be. I hope it's going to help improve it. It's also going to help improve my mood, where I'm not just feeling like it's repetitive and repetitive and repetitive. Bear markets are boring. Stagnations are boring, but right now we're going to be looking for better stuff. So guys, that's going to be it. We're going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate y'all. I'm going to be, again, coming in tomorrow. I'm not sure the times that we're going to be setting up the streams yet. Again, it could be an hour earlier than we started today. It could be about the same time. It's just going to depend on, how I'm getting kids to bed and things set up with the family and dinner and everything scheduled, so I can jump in here and, just do an awesome stream like we had tonight. I appreciate you all for stopping by and coming in. I mean, if you didn't say hi, thank you very much for stopping by. But if you did say hi and you chatted with me, I appreciate you. Facts, Scrog, Carthago, Soka, BL, Seamus McHoddle stopped in the house. Chris, Don Juan, Octavio, man, everyone that was here, Michael, Dan, everyone that came in, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Gonna be here again tomorrow, and I'll catch you then.